The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Welcome to Gate City Chronicles. I'm Kevin Avard, your host, and today we have a guest who's going to talk about videography, and we have Dave Waldman. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you. Videography, what do you do?
So there are kind of two sides to my business. Treasured Memories video is the video you would use in your personal life. So that's weddings, video biographies, which are one of the things that I'm passionate about.
Video biographies,
Right.
What is that?
That is sitting down with grandma and grandpa or sitting down with your parents and just turning the camera on and saying, talk to me, tell me your story.
Interesting.
And then I put it together, I edit it, take out some of the times that we pause for bathroom breaks. I'll reorder sometimes, insert a lot of photos. So I ask the family for photos and such. And then I add background music. I can add video if we want. In fact, right here there's a photo of me doing one. And actually interviewing Man by the Lake. We went up to Booth Bay, Maine for that.
And so these are used as just treasures of, hi, this is Grandpa, I just want to let you know, these are the things that I think about, your stuff like that.
Yeah, it's very often, unfortunately, it's people who realize they're getting toward the end of their life. And, tell you a short story. Before I was doing this for a living, my father found out that he had cancer and wasn't going to be around very long. And I had always been the family videographer. And we were going out to visit. We were going out there for a wedding. He lived in Nevada. And he said, bring your video camera. I want to talk, because he knew that he was not going to be around to see his grandkids grow up, basically. So I brought the video camera. I wasn't doing this for a living. It wasn't professional. I didn't have an external microphone. I didn't have any lights, but I put it on a tripod and he just started talking. And I've got that. And everybody in my family has that. And I was able to put some photos in, and when
you edited it into the movie.
I did edit it in. Once I got on this path that I'm on now, which is doing this for a living, I actually went back and revisited that video and kind of did what I wasn't capable of doing then, which is making it a little bit, more
Can you
interesting.
do it like Ken Burns type of style of video or production? So, you a little clip, a photo, some narrating and things of that nature?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't presume to be in Ken Burns' league, but yeah, in that style.
But if a family wanted to do something and create some memories, both current and for later on, that's something that you could capture for them.
I guess I compare the video bio to like an A&E biography back when they were doing that. Just a documentary of this person.
Right.
And the more photos they give me, the more home movies they can give me, just the richer the product becomes.
Interesting. And what type of, and you can convert old video?
Right. So that's another part of it, another service that I offer is taking all of your old VHS tapes, all of your old camcorder tapes, people that have movie reels, because, we have...
none of the millennials know what a movie reel is, right?
Well, I mean, even my age, I never shot with an old movie camera, but my parents did.
Yeah.
And I can take all of that and digitize it, and put that in a format that you can watch now. Because, I go into a room and ask everybody how many people here still have a working VCR. And not many are going to raise their hands. So.
Yeah. That's interesting. So, and how long have you been doing this?
I've been in business for 12 years. So.
May I ask how many you've done?
I couldn't even begin to tell you.
Really?
Yeah. It usually gets busy right around Christmas.
Christmas. I would assume that that you would use something like this at a funeral as well, or at a wake or something to that effect.
It can be.
Yeah.
I have, in fact, I did. Unfortunately, what often prompts something like this is somebody gets sick, and they realize that their time is drawing to an end, and that's when the kids say, well, maybe it's time to videotape Grandpa or Dad. And I had one gentleman, he had leukemia. I interviewed him, put the whole thing together. I was able to give it to them before he passed away, so he was able to watch it.
Nice.
He passed, and then I went to his funeral, and they showed an excerpt of it at his funeral.
Interesting. Yeah.
So you can certainly take part of that video bio, use it in the funeral. I've also been asked to videotape memorial services and funerals. And some people think that's inappropriate, and some people think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
But you're there to record for the people that are
Sure.
that want you.
Sure.
So somebody says, hey, look, I found this box up in the attic, and there's a whole bunch of VCR tapes, and I know that we used to, or camcorder tapes or something to that effect.
Right.
We don't have any of the equipment to watch it.
Yep.
That's something they can, hey, David, can you help us out here?
Exactly.
And what do we got to do? What's the process? They call you up.
They call me up, and I tell them a price, and if they're happy with that, I come meet them somewhere. I'll meet them at their home. I'll meet them at work. If they're not comfortable with me, if it's a single woman who doesn't want to let a stranger into the house, I'll meet you at Walmart, whatever's convenient. I will come. I'll meet you. I'll get the tapes from you. I'll take care of it. Bring it all back to you.
Great. And then you'll compile it, you digitize it, and then you put it on a disc or on a link, or.
Up until recently, I would put them on DVDs. I'm trying to start steering people away from that.
It's just another thing that's going to be archived, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
15 years from now, those DVDs are going to be where VHS is now.
Sure.
So now...
Which is hard to imagine.
I know.
We've seen a lot, haven't we? A lot of changes.
There have been a lot of changes. Yeah. Hopefully, what I'm doing now will last a while. Yeah. Just making them a computer file, an MP4, and putting them on a thumb drive. And the nice thing about the thumb drive is that it's just a computer file. So you can make another copy, you can make another 10 copies, you can upload it to the cloud, you can make copies for everybody in the family, so that there are lots of copies out there and this stuff won't get lost.
What's the funnest program or job that you've ever done?
Well, here's a picture of me shooting at the water. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What I love about my job is the variety. And the fact that I can be, because I do the personal, I do the business stuff as well. I learn about other people, I learn about other businesses. I could be shooting a wedding one day and shooting somebody's life that weekend, and then 2 days later shooting a hockey game.
I was just going to ask you, we go through a lot of lacrosse games. And of course, a lot of the, when you get up into the older ages, now everybody's looking at for, the scouts are out there. They want to see some, how you play, and they want a video. Well, the parents are all out there with their cameras, and there's always one or two guys out there with the great stuff, and they got the they crank it up, 15 feet, and the camera's way up there, and they're under the thing, and they're just doing the whole thing for like $500-600 an event. It's like, whoa. And of course, the team splits that, but you want your kid to be singled out. Can you do that?
I can do that.
Yeah.
I have done that, and I can. It can get costly if you want me to be at every game, videotaping every single game, because you don't know when your kid is going to catch that touchdown pass.
Right.
You don't know when it's going to happen.
Sure.
But I can, and I've done that. I've shot footage for that, or I can use footage that the parent shoots, which is a lot more economical and a lot more, a lot less costly.
Yeah, and you can crop it and make it fit.
And edit all of that.
And the bouncing and all that good stuff.
Well, I mean, I can only, to some degree, I can only do so much.
Right.
So assuming it's decent video footage to begin with.
Yep.
But I can highlight your child and, pause it, put a circle around that that person.
Right, with
you
an
know,
arrow saying,
right,
"This
with
is
an
my
arrow.
kid."
This is the kid.
Right.
Watch for the next. This is the kid you're watching for the next 5 seconds.
Yeah, and it's amazing that we've grown into this world, and where the parents have been doing this for a while, and they have the equipment where they can do that, but not everybody's a scientist. Not everybody's a videographer, and
Right.
and can't capture that moment and then say, "This is my kid." Well, it's just it's probably simple for you.
Well, that's don't try to do it live. Don't try to do it in real time.
Right.
That's when I take it back into the editing bay, and then in post production you have the time to do all that and put in the graphics and such.
Could it be as you can, that if a parent wanted to do it and say, well, here's all my videos, can you, and I will show you with the number, can you do
Yeah.
that? It would,
Exactly.
That would
So that's-
save some of the cost.
Right. So that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
If you give me your footage,
Yeah.
I can work with your footage, and that
Interesting.
would save some of the cost of the shooting. And you'd really be only paying for the editing.
Interesting. So this is fun. It's got to be fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Again, I love the variety of what I do. I mean, there's another shot of me up on a ladder, just shooting video from up above. This was in a theater a
So
few
you do
years
shows.
ago.
Right.
so,
Okay. Yeah. That's right. The dance
yep.
recitals.
Dance recitals. This photo here is actually, we had gone down to New York I had gone with somebody else, and it was a stage production, but we were shooting it without an audience, so that we could stop them, we could move cameras, we could move around, and it would look like a movie, but it was really just done on a stage.
Interesting.
And that was kind of neat.
Right. Almost like a dress rehearsal, right?
Close, yeah.
Yeah.
Close. Like shooting the dress rehearsal.
So what is the B2B or BN?
So B2B video would be the video that you'd use to market a small business. And I don't say corporate video because I'm not looking for huge corporations. I'm not looking to do Coca-Cola. I'm a single person, one-man operation. And I try to do video that your average small business can afford.
So Martha's cleaning. She's starting up. She wants to show how good she does in her operation, or Joe the plumber,
Right.
or something to that effect.
Exactly.
Here's my vehicle. This is how we, this is how we do this, or this is how we come in and clean or paint, or
Exactly.
somebody like that.
Or in the case of this photo, here's how we install
Sprinklers or
actually security systems.
Okay.
So this is a company that hired me to just kind of do about our company for a security system that they put in cameras
And what do they
alarms.
do when you take these videos? Then they add them to their website.
Put them on the website. Well, it's funny. I have this analogy, and I compare the video to like a brochure, and your brochure. Mm-hmm. And we shoot the video, and I give you the video, and now you have the brochures in the trunk of your car. What are you going to do with them? You're going to put them in your office, or you're going to put them on your website, which is the same as taking those brochures and putting them in your office or putting them in your lobby. And the people who come to your website or your lobby are going to be able to see it. Now you want new customers, so it's about pushing it out there and getting it out there. So you put the video on your laptop, and every time you go on a sales call, you have the video. You push it out on social media, and you continue to push it out on social media. If you have a database of your customers, a customer database where you send out monthly newsletters, link to it in your newsletter. Push it out on social media again. But it's all about getting it out there.
So if somebody wanted to, say a music teacher, wanted to do some instruction and really wasn't good with the camera, where every time they put the camera, or they got to stop and go, and then you got to fix it, then you're trying to do the lesson. Is that something that you could support as well?
Absolutely.
For instance, here's how you play a G chord on the guitar and show different angles. That's something that you could do for them.
We could certainly do how-tos. I've done a little bit of that with people, working with people who want to actually do online lessons of different kinds. Several years ago, he was going to do jiu-jitsu and actually teach jiu-jitsu moves. So we did some videos for him to just have a starter, and don't know really how far that went, but we did do a little bit so that he had a starter package.
So if you have a craft, that's something that you could help somebody
Sure.
develop a how-to. So if you want to make a bird box,
Right.
first you need a piece of wood, right? And and you could video that. So that's basically what you do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anything that you see online that doesn't look like it was shot, with a shaky iPhone.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And if it does look like it was shot by with a shaky iPhone, I can help you do that too and make it look less shaky.
How far in advance do you have to call to get booked? I mean, what's your time?
Everything, because I'm just one individual and a
Right.
single person, if you called me tonight and I were free tomorrow, we'd meet tomorrow.
Okay.
We may have to do some preparation and some planning,
Yeah,
obviously.
what are typical
But,
questions you would ask? So what do you want?
Right. What are you looking for? Because, customer testimonials are another one that's, obviously beneficial. The one thing that every single business has in common is we all have customers. But those things take a little planning. You have to figure out who your customer is. You have, that you want to ask. You have to ask them. You have to get their permission, and then we set up an appointment to go.
Okay.
So it can happen pretty quickly. If you want me to come, just come to your business and get some footage of the business, get a little bit of you talking about your business, so that we can use that as a voiceover. But
You can do basically a commercial for somebody.
That's really it, a commercial, and we're shooting a commercial. So here's a photo of me shooting at a gym, and we had to obviously get some people together into the gym.
Right.
So that's part of it. It's, we need people in the room to gather, and you need people that have given you permission to use it and use their likeness. But
Yeah, so Dave, I want you to come in and take a look at my gym. We got people on the treadmill. Here's a permission slip for them to be videoed,
Right.
to be part of the program. And by the way, we want you to add some music to it. So then you got to find the music that's acceptable with the copyright, the whole 9 yards. Put
Right.
it all together, and action. Right. So
Yeah.
you're a producer.
That's
at
it.
that point.
that's it.
Yeah.
I call myself a video storyteller
Mm-hmm.
because that's really what I'm doing. It could be the story of your business. It could be the story of your day. It could be the story of, your life.
What is a
And it's
typical
all
shoot?
storytelling.
I mean, how long does one last? I mean, that must be a endless amount of time. But what's your average shoot take?
A couple hours,
Okay.
really. The shooting, and then the editing is the more time-consuming part.
Right.
But depending, it could be done in as little as an hour, but usually it ends up being 2 hours. And sometimes 3, sometimes 4, sometimes we go to a couple of different locations.
Have you ever done any political ads?
I've not done any political ads.
I'm surprised.
No.
Seems like New Hampshire, you can press the flesh
No.
pretty easily, and that's
I've done a little bit. I've done a little bit of nonprofit.
yeah.
So a couple of years ago, I'm involved with Building on Hope, which is an organization that helps nonprofits rehab their facility. So, so this is a picture of the grand opening of the Michael Briggs Center in Manchester.
Okay. Wow.
And so
Officer Briggs.
Right, so this Officer Briggs, right, he was killed in action and killed in the line of duty. And the MPAL, it's basically Manchester Police Athletic League, and their community center was named after him. And we went in and did a rehab. And so this shot right here is a picture of the opening ceremony we were doing. So that's
Is
the
that
chief of police right there. That
Yeah,
is.
Chief. I think he just got promoted somewhere.
Yeah, and his name is right on the tip of my tongue,
I know.
too. And I know him. And
Anyway,
it's crazy. And
Chief
neither
of
one of us can
Manchester.
come out. Yeah, the chief of police of
Does
Manchester.
it start with a W?
No.
No, or whatever.
No. Oh, this is so embarrassing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're very sorry about that.
Yeah.
No. Mara?
No.
No.
This is actually this gentleman was the chief after Mara.
Ah.
So, yeah.
So.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, and so you have a website?
I do have a website. It's very easy. www.davidwaldman.com. So, DAVIDWALDMAN.
And on your website, you must have some examples of what you do.
Every page.
Yeah.
Every page. So, if you go to the website, go to davidwaldman.com, and there are basically 2 buttons. Click here for Treasured Memories Video, which is the personal stuff, the warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
And click here for B2B Video Solutions.
Right.
And then once you go to either side, either of those pages, there's a drop-down list of services, and every page has has video samples on it.
Excellent.
So.
Fantastic. So if you have any type of tape, is that it? Type in reel-to-reel, VCR, what else?
Right. Audio, record albums.
Record albums.
So if you were to bring me your copy of, I'll date myself, Elton John's Yellow Brick Road,
Yeah.
and say, can you copy this? I would say, you know what, probably be cheaper, go online, go to iTunes, download it, it'll sound better, and you'll end up paying less than you'll pay me. But if you've got some old album that's completely out of print that you can't find anywhere, I had someone once bring me a bunch of Cossack ballads that his father brought back from the old country. You're not going to find these on Amazon.
Kazakh.
Right.
Yeah, Kazakhstan.
No, like the Cossacks.
Oh.
The old.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And a bunch of ballads, so Russian ballads. You're not going to find those on Amazon. So I can take care of those. I can digitize those as well, put them on a CD for you.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
Reel-to-reel audio.
So you must have a lot of equipment at home.
Enough.
Yeah,
Enough.
to get it done.
Right, enough to get it done.
Do you use iMac or do you?
I do.
Yeah, okay.
I do. I'm a Mac guy
Yeah, so am I actually.
with an iPhone.
Yeah, good. Well, I was sick and tired of getting I had a PC, but the iMac just makes you can do a lot of stuff.
You can.
Just a lot of stuff. I'll stop there. So, anything else you want to let our customers know about, or our customers,
Right.
our viewers know about things that you do, or
Just pretty much anything.
number to reach you at?
603 566 3075.
And the website again is
DavidWaldman.com.
davidwaldman.com.
Right.
Well,
WALDMAN.
oh, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank
we
you.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me.
And I'm sure this will be on social media before long.
Good.
So,
I hope so.
all right.
And I'm gonna get in trouble for not knowing the police chief's name.
I forget it too. That's all right. Hey, listen, if you, this is a good idea. I know that this is a niche industry, but sometimes you want somebody to video either a party or an event that you don't want to be distracted. You want somebody else to do it. That's a great idea, especially if you have kids in sports, I think. So, until next week, thanks for watching Gate City Chronicles.
My work here is more clinical, more therapeutic work. It is a cross between personal training, physical therapy, and massage.
The majority of our clients come to us because they need an engineer. They might need a foundation design. They might wish to remove a wall in their building, and we can help provide the solutions for those challenges.
We always use sound. Sound is just a subtle way of clearing the energy field. It just has the ability to change the body's frequency. It can affect the muscles, the bones, whatever, emotions. But sound is really key in how we transform the energy.
I love working with Liberty Hill Construction. I appreciate the way that their project managers are very involved in everyday operations and decisions, as well as the lead carpenters that they have on site are very good.
I find that their knowledge of not only capital replacement studies, but their knowledge of just construction in general is just valuable, because that's not my strong point. And
Hi, I'm Nick from Groundhog Turf Care, and today we're here to talk about how to renovate your lawn in the fall. From aeration, to overseeding, to slice seeding, to top dressing. We'll go through it all.
Birds do it, bees do it, even educated fleas do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. And spend the best of the cities do it.
now not just a shelter, it's not just walls, not just windows. Thanks to building on hope and the continued commitment of the staff, I now see open, welcoming arms telling survivors we care. You are surrounded by respect and love, and welcome to our community.
Thanks to the March of Dimes, our two beautiful girls have made it to the point that they're 7 years old and play and are active like every other 7-year-old out there.
Because of the March of Dimes, I got to meet the 3 best girls in the world.
You could say Jason Tatum's first teammate was his mom, Brandy Cole, the young single mother, and her son. Well, they were partners right from the start, and they worked together.
A lot of people approach me, and typically they have some sort of problem, as you can probably imagine. Might be a pothole, it could be, you name it, but everybody's got a problem. What I find with this board of CCCNH and the staff that work for this great organization, they don't have problems, they have solutions.
And by the way, how many of you have been experienced either giving or being part of giving a bone marrow biopsy? Okay. From a patient's point of view, I did a little research and I went, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to drill into my hip? And then I walked into the exam room and I saw those tools. Really intimidating. It's like,
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.